Good morning, students. We are starting the continuity of the subject, the production and operational management. In that, the previous topic, that is the forecasting. In the forecasting, what is the purpose of forecasting, or what is meant by forecasting? What are the laws of forecasting, and what are the main uh, procedures or processes of forecasting? These are the contents we have discussed in the last class. In the today's class, we are dealing with what are the types of forecasting. So, what are the types of forecasting means? Actually, these forecastings are mainly divided to three types. One is economic forecast, and the second technological forecast, and demand forecast. These In these three, the technological forecasting is the most concerned with the technologies that changes or rate at which the technology progresses. So, due to the technological development or changes in the companies, they are provided with the new products and materials so that we can be survive in the market of getting the more profit by proceeding satisfaction to the customers. So these technological developments is to be updated in an every month or in an every week also. So we have to impact of development on a new product. So with this we can get it the entire the total contents of new products. With that we can survive in the market and we can get it the good profits to the organization or a company. So sometimes the products may not change, but the new processes of producing the same component might be changed. So the development, technological development is nothing but development or production of new component is the one case. The same component is to be produced in some other process of technical or advanced technology. Suppose let us consider these technological forecast means, suppose what we are using now for material handling. Previously we are making of workers or the totally on workers or some lorries or what are the physical components what we are using in the olden days. But due to the technical development or technological development, we are providing the entire technique in the transportation or making the conveyance or through chains or belt, what are the belt drives or chain drives, through pulleys. Okay, these are the some technological developments for the latest technologies what we are providing with the company also. So for that we have to improve the technology using a new component production or new equipment purchase or new machinery purchase also. So these technological forecasting is not a criteria for producing the every time a new component. Not that, we have to develop a new processes also for creating the existing components in a new manner according to the latest trending technologies. Next, economic forecast. These addresses the business cycle. So these economic forecasts are made so that they have to expect some future business conditions according to the government agencies that can be obtained. So according to the plan of economy, that means for a financial year what the government has putting the budget proposals or what are the relaxations givings to the some of the companies regarding employment or otherwise for loans or budget proposals, we have to aware of that economic considerations to the our company which is inculcate the more profit and at the same time more productivity and more employability also. So they provide the information about economic indicators such as taxes, revenues, grass national product, so employment levels. Okay, these are the main contents we need to aware of that regarding economical forecasting also. They also gives the ideas about the long and intermediate ranges of business growth to the business organization. Okay, these are the main related to the economic forecasting based on the government policies during the financial year, or the government budget policies during the financial year. These are to be, we have to forecasting for the good production and good profitable also. Last one, the demand forecasting. So we have to make a demand, or how much of demand about the particular product regarding our particular company. So these forecasting gives the information about the expected demand for a particular company's product or service. They are also called as a sales forecasting. So they predict the sales of existing product and sales also. So these are the these forecasting influence the company's production rate and capacity and scheduling system and functions of input and output, which is related to the economical or financial and marketing and human resources planning. So mainly we have to concentrate on the types of forecasting as economical forecasting, technological forecasting and demand forecasting. So technological forecasting is nothing but we have to update our industry according to the existing technologies which are going on the on road, on process of developing a new component, or for the existing component, what are the new processes we can establish with our company. Then second one is economic, means economically is totally of the budget proposals, or what is the plans or taxes revenues that is related to the government sector. So according to the address of the business cycle, we have to supply our inflation rate or money supply or housing starts or human labor or employability also. Then last, demand. So for our existing, out of our we have, while we are producing a number of components, which product will may give the good profit or good service to the customers. So that product is to be identified for the demand forecasting. So these are the contents we need to aware while making the forecasting. Then process planning is a very important content for manufacturing of an industry. So during while of the making the forecasting, what is the main differences of the forecasting and the prediction? So the both the terminology of forecasting and the prediction may be the same, but the involvement of these two terms will make a major difference. So let me discuss that the forecasting is, it involves the projection of past into the future. So based on our past experience, we have to produce, or we have to develop, or we have to create the forecasting. But what in the prediction, it involves judgment in management after taking into consideration of all available information. So based on our available information, we are going to judge the what will going to happen, or what are the contents we are going to require. So for this, we have to take care of the existing one, but in forecasting we have to take the records of past and we have to implement to the future. Then it is a scientific, forecasting is a scientific, and it is objective, but the prediction is a injective and subjective also. So the forecasting is a theoretical one, but prediction is a intuition one. It is an objective, it is a biased. Next, it is a reproducible, but the prediction is not a non reproducible. It is a free from individual biases, and it is governed by individual biases and also. But the results are existing. What are the contents of results are replicable, but the based on unique representation, the prediction may not be guessed. So it involves in the evaluation of the levels of demand of a product on the basis of factors which generated demand in the past, but in the prediction it involves the anticipated change into the fulfillment of the future that can be involved or included new factors which may not affect the future demand also. So these are the main things we need to aware of that regarding the forecasting and the prediction. Next, what is the demand? Then what is the demand? We need to know that is the demand. The demand for a computable identity is a field of the predictive analysis which tries to understand and predict customer demand to optimize the supply decision by corporate supply. So the demand for any company is the main thing. The customer requirement is the main thing. The customer's requirement or attitude and reaction which results the product demand. So it is defined as the amount of commodity which an individual customer will purchase or it is willing to purchase at a given price. So based on the content of the customer requirement, the demand will be supplied. So for any existing component, the product price is very low, then the demand for a product maybe increases. So whenever the price is less, the demand will also be less. So let us take an example. That is, whenever the gold price is very low, there is no demand for the gold. So everyone will having a gold in a huge quantity also. So but now the what is the price of a gold or a diamonds? What is the essential or a rare components what we are which are not available in the market, that will may go for a big demand for the existing one. So the demand forecasting may be used in production planning and inventory planning, and at the same time in accessing the future capacity requirements or making decisions in a new market. Then the mainly the demand is commodity can be allocated in customer desired to purchase the product. So whenever the customer is requires the content that he has to purchase the product, whenever he wants the product, then automatically he will purchase which any cost. At the same time, the customer's willingness to purchase the product. So the desiring to purchase the product and at the same time willing, so he is willing to purchase with any cost. Then coefficient of purchasing power also, that is ability to pay. So whenever we are making uh, a product with a rate of either 10 rupees or 20 rupees, it can be available for a low level customer also. He can ready to buy a product. But when we place the price of a product in a lakhs of rupees, but the customer is desired to purchase the product and at the same time willing to purchase the product, but he don't have that much of economy to purchase the product. That is, the ability of a customer is not to the up to the mark. So the customer may not be able to get it the product also. So the demand is totally of the customer requirement or customer commodity, but he has to follow a certain rules that whether he is able to purchase or whether he is willing to purchase, or the power of or ability of a customer is to pay the amount while purchasing the product also. Then type of demands, there are in the demands also there are three types of demands are there. One is individual demand, second household demand, and market demand. So in individual demand, we may ask the company, an individual customer arises from an individual customer, it is called as an individual demand. So when a demand arises from an individual customer, so the customer may have their own individual requirement, that is called individual demand. The individual customers usually demand for a product like clothes, footwears, watches, like that. So his own demand or his own requirement, based on his own requirement, he is taking the demand for that. So household demand means when a demand for a product arises from the household, so the product requirement is not for one, it is for all. So that is regarding to the household, as it like the products like refrigerator or air conditioners, okay, or houses. Okay, these are the some of the examples of the content. Next, market demand. So when a demand of a particular company, individual or a house, as a product that is given in the market, consider it is called as a market demand or aggregate demand. So it is not for the single man, or at the same time it is not for the entire group. So it is an amalgamate, that is aggregate of all the entities who are living either low level or middle or high class. So the quantity is applicable for all, means that is to be regarding as a aggregate demand or market demand. Then what is the differences between dependent and independent demand? So which one are coming under dependent demand and which one are not coming in the independent demand? This dependent demand means the demand for one system is related to the demand for an another system. So the demand is a high for a one component and a very low demand for a another component. So these demands are on depending on the selection of item or necessity of the customer, or commodity of the customer also. This is basically depending on the customer requirement. Then definition means an inventory of an item, it is categorized into independent demand when the demand for such an item is not dependent upon the demand for another item. So when it is coming under independent demand means an inventory of an item is categorized as dependent when the demand for such an item is dependent upon another item. So the dependent or independent is an demand of a particular item, whether it is demand or not. Then categorization. The categorization, according to categorization, the raw materials and component inventories are dependent upon the demand for finished goods, and hence these are referred to as dependent item. So without the inventories of a particular, while we are making the components of a finished one, we have to be make a minimum requirements, those are all called dependent demand. So that means without the raw material we can't able to make up the finished component. So this raw material will is the basic element to make the finished component. And the component inventories, these are the tools what are the required to finish the component. These are also the main dependent. Then what is the independent means? The finished good items which are ordered by the external customer are manufactured for stock and sale as referred to as independent demand. So what without the raw material we can't able to get it the finished component. So here the main dependent is, even though the item or the product is the requirement or a demand, but it is to be mainly based on the raw material which are what we are using here, and what are the components that are required to produce the or to make up the finished component. So the finished component is an independent one which is ordered by the external customer. Okay. Next, basics of inventory demand. A business will have to look at that the forecast customers will demand for their finished components and order the goods to fulfill that order. So while we are making any business, that we have to make some list of customers who will be able to take up the our components or fully depending on our company to the their requirement for their finished products and order to goods for fulfill that order. So at the same time, independent demand for inventories means the goods that are based on the confirmed customer orders and forecast estimated and past historical data. So these dependent and independent is not a content of the thing. It is mainly depending on the exact requirement or where the exact requirement of the content is uh, delivered. Okay, these are the things we need to learn about the demand forecasting. Next, according to the management of demand also, the dependent demand inventories, that is raw materials and components to manufacture the finished components, are computed and manufactured using a system known as material MRP, that is material resources planning. This department will take up the actual requirement of materials based on their inventories and go for the forecasting also, which considers not only the quantities of each component or parts needed, but also the lead times need to be produced to receive the items. So these MRP may not be look into the material, it also observes the lead time, which is the main loss of or main increase of the price of a component for delivering the product in time also. Then independent demand means the finished goods inventories which are managed with the sales order processes. So the content of the demand of a product may not be the thing that the finished goods is enough to purchase or to make up, that is the sales process and the supply chain management, the processes based on sales forecasting. So the sales for a period of either 1 month or 1 week, it may be grow up, or otherwise in the next week or in the next month it may gets down also. So based on our sales, it is not be a purely depending on the product. So the management of a demand is to be in the thing that we have to aware the sales forecasting, that how the sales of a particular product is going on, and depending on that we have to manage the things also. Then what are the examples mean? The dependent demand, on the other hand, is the components or parts or subassemblies that are to be produced within a product. So these the thing dependent thing is, for every component it is not a single one. So it is a subassemblies is to be there. We have to get the all the subassemblies into assembly one. Okay, these the things called a demand or a dependent demand. So for example, a motor wheels on bicycle. So without the wheels we can't able to make up a bicycle also. So these are the main thing, the switches for a television or a mouthpiece for a phone also. So the phone entirely or a TV or a laptop which is to be entirely built up, but what are the main minimum things we need to is the keys for the entry of anything is to be minimum criteria is to be established in a laptop or television or mouthpiece also, that means the cell phone also. But the independent demand is that the demand for a finished product such as bicycle is not an independent one. So actually what we know that is the demand of a particular component is not the exact demand. The demand for a creating the required component is the exact demand. So there the demand is to be categorized into two ones. So that is dependent means even though we have to get it the final component as a demand, but the main thing is for creating the finished component, what are the requirements or what are the things we need to support it for the to create a assembly component. These are the main dependent demand for a particular component. Then why we have to go for demand forecasting? So while we are going, every time we are saying that forecasting we know, then what is the demand also we know, then why need to go for the demand forecasting? So the demand forecasting will place a crucial role in the management of any organization. So while we are making these demand forecasting, it will help the organization to reduce the risks involved in the business activities and make important business decisions so that we can get it the good profit to the organization. Apart from these, the demand forecasting will provide the insight into the organization capital investment and expansion decision also, that will make up the industry to elaborate in other aspects and what are the drawbacks or what are the things we need to purchase or how much level we are in the society or with the competitor also. These are the things we can learn from the demand forecasting. Further, we have to make a demand forecasting of any organization for a product or a existing product. Then what are the main thing is into that the fulfilling the objective. So while fulfilling the objective is nothing but every business until start with certain predicted objectives, the demand forecasting helps in fulfill these objectives. So every industry has set up with a some vision, mission, or some objective. With that, he can't able to successful with the other competitors. So these demand forecasting will help or will guide him to fulfill these objective what they are set up while establishing the organization or the main objective of the industry. So an organization estimates the current demand for its product and services in the market and move forward to achieve that set up goals. So these demand forecasting will implies the actual demand, how to what extent we can meet up the this demand to achieve of the setup goals. For example, an organization has set up a target of selling 50,000 of units of product. In such cases, the organization would perform demand forecasting for its product. So if it meets the demand of a particular organization product is low, the organization would take corrective action so that the set objective will be achieved in a profitable manner. So it is not the content that we are making the objective of selling a 50,000 component. It is not a we are making the target as 50,000 units, but we have to aware that what is the demand in the market and up to what level we can achieve, and is there any faults in the organization production, so we have to correct it and we have to set it into the correct manner until to get it the our required target. Next, preparing the budget. So while we are preparing the budget, it is the main content to get up the profit also. So the budget is a economic one. So while making the budget by estimating the cost and expected revenues also. So before making any production, what is the final price, what could be the final price of our product, that is to be a very corrective one. And at the same time, for an instant, exact cost which is to be implemented on a particular product production. So while we are making actual, the product cost is uh, either 10 rupees for each component, while we are making 100 or 1000 components. So each cost of a product is 10 rupees. What is the MRP, that means maximum retail price that can be, we can choose for a customer, that is also the main thing. So while we are playing the budget, it plays a crucial role in marketing budgeting by estimating costs and expected revenues. For instance, an organization has forecasted that the demand for a product which is priced at 10 rupees, which would be 10,000, 1 lakh units. In such cases, the total expected revenue would be, for each component it is 10 rupees. For 1 lakh components, how much cost means 10 lakhs. So in this way, the demand forecasting will be enables the organization to prepare their budget. Next, stabilizing the employment and production also. So this helps an organization to control its production and requirement activities. With that, the production or producing the forecasting demands of a product helps in avoiding the wastage of resources available in the organization, which may lead to the wastage of economy also, that will increases the cost of a item. This further helps an organization to hire human sources according to the requirement. So these are the contents are mainly aware of the employment for the requirement production also. So then expanding the organization, that the demand forecasting helps in deciding about the expansion of the business of an organization. If the expected demand of a particular component is more or higher, then the organization may plan to expand their productivity to commit up with the customer demand and to satisfy the customer demand to make a company in a higher position also. So on the other hand, if the demand for a product is expected to be fall, the organization may cut down the investment in the business also. So depending on the requirement of the customer, the thing or demand of a thing, the organization may able to expand or fall in a higher or lower manner to cut up the investment in the business. Next, taking management decisions. So depending on our while making the product demand according to the current or existing situations, we have to plan accordingly so that we can get it the good profits. Then only the management can take up the good ensurability of labor and capability of the raw material and capital money also. So this helps in making the critical decisions such as deciding the plant capacity and determining the requirement of raw material and ensuring the availability of labor and capital. Next, evaluating the performance. So it helps in making the corrections that the organization product is less. It may take corrective actions and improve the level of demand by enhancing the quality of the product and spending more time on advertisements to elaborate or to explain our product importance and what is the available uh, processes or available advantages in the product, so that we can improve the demand for a particular product also. So then helping the government, it enables the government to coordinate import and export the activities and plan international trading also. We have to uh, coordinate with the government while making these transportation things also.